Hello everyone, my name is Chrissy and welcome to my channel. Today I'm doing the Lil Literary Tag. I was tagged by Margaret Pennard and the original person who created the tag is Book Time with Elvis. I will link both channels in the description below. First one, Tolkien once said that cellar door is the most beautiful expression in English. What do you think is the most beautiful word or phrase in English or any language? Come get you a plate. Go get you a plate. Usually said at family functions when there's lots of food and spread. That is love in spoken form. I admittedly, when I first read that question, I was thinking about going with WandaVision's what is grief but love persevering, and I decided not to go with that one. I think offering food to someone is a great expression and beautiful. Number 2, what words in English do you find most amusing? I always thought scruples was an amusing word because, it stands for like your morals, your convictions, but it doesn't sound like that's what it should be. Like, scruples sounds like a game you play, or like when you have a cold. Oh, I got the scruples. Number 3, have you memorized any poems in full to whip out now and then to impress your friends? If so, which ones? I did memorize a poem, but I don't think my friends would be all that impressed with the poem that I memorized. So I'm going to try to pronounce the first one right, but when I looked at the pronunciation, it just looked odd. Ed wishes for the cloths of heaven, and I'll spell that out, but that's the pronunciation they said, so I'm going with it. Clear throat, clear throat, clear throat. Had I the heavens embroidered cloth, enwrought with gold and silver light, the blue and the dim and the dark cloths of night and light and the half-light, I would spread the cloths under your feet. But I, being poor, have only my dreams. I have spread my dreams under your feet. Tread softly, for you tread on my dreams. I shouldn't even be impressed with myself. It's such a short poem, but that's the one I memorized. Number 4, who or what do you consider to be an underrated and underappreciated author or book? When I thought of the authors for this question, I was thinking of authors that I just don't really see enough of on Book Twitter and BookTube and all that jazz. Connie Willis, she does speculative fiction and I just don't see enough of her work talked about. I think I saw one other person mention her books. Otherwise, I haven't really seen people talk about her books. Jane Linskold. She has a series called the Firekeeper series, but she also has a bunch of other books too. I just don't see anyone talking about her books. I don't think I've seen a video or really a post that mention her books, and they should. Number 5, which book do you consider have the best or most memorable beginning? I think any that you can pull out without even having read the book. Like, it was the best of times, it was the worst of times. And that's A Tale of Two Cities. I've never read it, but I know the beginning. Number 6, which book title best describes your life? The Cry of the Sloth. Number 7, what was the last book you read that led to a moistening of the eyes? I kind of don't even want to admit that some of the times when I cry isn't even one of the most sad when reading a book. I cry more at romance novels where there's an unrequited love than some of the tragedies that I've read in other books. That probably says something about me, but we're not going to explore that today. Instead, I will point out a book that just made me really sad, like the things that were happening in it, and really feel for the characters was The Fifth Season by N.K. Jemisin. Just the things that the main characters go through and the decisions that have to be made and kind of the awfulness that's put into this world. That really made me sad. I can't say I teared up at it, but it just really made me melancholy to read it. Number 8. When it is time to shuffle off this mortal coil and go to that big library in the sky, what bookish literary quote would you like engraved on your headstone? I'm going to be a cliche, and I'm picking an Emily Dickinson poem, at least the first part of it, and it's Because I Could Not Stop for Death. Because I could not stop for death, he kindly stopped for me. The carriage held but just ourselves and immortality. I just like it. Just like it. Number 9. If you wrote a book and didn't want to use your own name, what name would you choose as a suitable pen name? For a long time, I said I would change my last name to Danger Zone, and so then my writing name would be Chrissy Danger Zone. And I'm sticking with it. I don't think that would actually be my pen name, but I think that'd be a fun pen name. I think that would be a standout pen name. Number 10. Many literary characters have sidekicks, henchmen. Who would you choose to be your companion on your life adventures? I would, of course, pick my partner and my son. But if you mean a literary character, probably someone who could fight really, really well. Probably Achmed the Snake from Elizabeth Haden's series. Probably or Brienne of Tarth from the Game of Thrones series, or A Song of Ice and Fire by George R. R. Martin. I love Brienne. Hands down, she's amazing. Tell her every day, you're beautiful. Don't listen to the naysayers. And that is the Lit Literary Tag. Thank you so much to Margaret for tagging me, and granted, I probably should have looked this up before I started this, and I don't even know if Amy is going to do tags, but if Amy sees this, and if she wants to do this tag, and if she hasn't done this tag and is interested, I definitely tag her. And anyone else who wants to, of course. Thank you so much for sticking by me. Thank you so much for watching, and as always and forever, may get lost in a book.